Good morning. Welcome to the 1 minute sermon. It's going to be a little bit longer than a minute today. I'm going to give you a heads up. What is it, or when is it, I guess is the better way to phrase it. When is it that we are most honest? We do have a tendency towards deception and maybe even self-deception because we want to make ourselves look as good as we can look to people and certainly even to ourselves. So when is it that we are the most truthful? Well, you might say, well, when we go to see a doctor, or maybe when we go to see a lawyer. I think that would be true. When are we the most honest with ourselves? I think it might be when we are in tune with our emotions. When we have settled down and are sort of listening to the way we feel, and we're letting the way that we feel flow out of us. I mean, we have these moments with our spouses, we have these moments with children, we have these moments with our own parents, when we actually do reveal, we flip over all the cards and we try to explain, this is what is going on in me right now. So I tend to think that when we're thinking about our emotions, or in an emotional state, that we are reporting accurately what's going on inside of us. Now, the Bible has various types of books. It has historical books, it has prophetic books, it has biographies, but it also has a book dedicated entirely to what you might call poetry, our emotions, our feelings, what we're going through. It's called the Book of Psalms. And we were reading from it yesterday in worship, this Book of Psalms. And one of the things that becomes apparent in the reading we had yesterday, is that we tend to accumulate a lot of things that restrict us, that bring pain to us, that become a weight to us. And the psalmist was declaring that, it's the 103rd Psalm if you want to read it, that God knows our frame, that God knows exactly what we do, that God is well aware that we collect misery, so to speak, and heartache, and that God will separate us from our sin as far as the east is from the west, and that He's not one who deals with us according to our transgressions. I mean, all of this is absolutely wonderful, good news. And the psalm is a psalm of just relief, a psalm of that, I know that in this world there's going to be a boatload of misery, but my God doesn't hold that against me, and my God is willing to forgive me, because guilt is a terrible thing. And the longer I live, the more I realize how many people live with a lot of guilt. And that's a terrible thing to live with. It's a pressure that this human frame wasn't meant to bear all that guilt. Now, we could spend weeks talking about why we have this guilt, where we accumulated it from, what happened. I don't know. There's plenty to talk and unload there. But when I speak with people, sometimes the conversation begins with, when I was 20 and they're 40, or it was about a decade ago, and they're still dealing with these things. They're still holding on to these moments, these what might have beens. Sometimes they are sinful things that they did. Sometimes they're just decisions they made that, they made the best decision they could with the life that they had. So all of this accumulates in us and becomes, whether it's sin or whether it's just guilt from other decisions, it becomes weight. And the psalmist says, God knows our frame. And that's the part of that psalm that I love the most, that God is well aware of who we are. He knows we're not built for this. And so God has a remedy for that. That He's not the God who will come in and punish us or reprimand us, but He is the God who will come in and forgive us and give us second opportunities. So, that's the good news today. You got a new opportunity, a new chance. It's a new day. Go out and make the best of it and do the same tomorrow. Have a good day.